Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Nathapade Vayakuti Vabe Ham Bujhavase Mugalapiriti Rupa Raghunatha Pade Vabe Ham Bujhavase Mugalapiriti
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. How are you, Prabhuji?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah, now I can see your video.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Background is much better now.
Okay, at least a little darker.
Yeah, so you can see your face clearly.
Okay. That might be a disadvantage.
No, you're a devotee, pure devotee.
Not pure yet, but trying to become devotee.
So today is opulence of the God. What a wonderful talk.
That's a wonderful, yeah. It's really amazing.
I just started a Facebook group, Prabhuji. I've been contemplating a lot, and finally, by Krishna's mercy, Guru Maharaj's mercy, I got inspired to start this group.
Okay.
I need your blessings. And the group name is I Pray for You.
Oh, wow. So nice.
Yeah. So it's very common. The title itself, explains everything.
Yeah, that's the best.
Anybody sees that I pray for you. So idea is if everybody can pray and post the video and tell the world that I pray for you. So this is automatically a gratitude, when you show gratitude towards others.
Very nice gratitude. That's
So
a very good thing to do.
Create positive atmosphere in the world. And hopefully, I've been waiting for this golden era of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Hope it will come in our lifetime. That's what we're trying to work on.
Yeah, still, Kali Yuga is still working, It's moving over now, It's like crossing over. But it's already here. The golden age is here. It's just that Kali Yuga effect is still not gone completely.
Yeah.
But another less than 500 years will be completely gone. But even in 50, 60 years, it'll become very clear. 20, every year it's becoming clear. In fact, I think personally, from 2021, it'll become very clear.
Yeah. I was thinking,
worshipping Gauranga Mahaprabhu, they'll see it clearly.
I heard one story from Guru Maharaj. He said, right now, there is overflooding of Krishna consciousness and the whole world is chanting. A lot of people are chanting Hare Krishna. The tsunami is yet to come. And the tsunami is going to come when the TOEP is inaugurated.
Yeah, that's true.
2022, as you said, 2021 and 2022 will be. 22,
yeah. See, whenever something comes, there's the year before it is called, like Christmas comes on 25th, right? So 24th is called Christmas Eve, Like when any great Acharya appears, the day he appears, the day before the program starts. And the day itself is a big program, the day after everybody feasts. So it's like a 3-day program. So 2021, 2022, and 2023, these three will know to have changed the whole world. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. Fantastic. Which is 8 o'clock, so we're on time.
Now, yeah, thank you. We should start pushing now. So it's good you've set up the Facebook page.
Thank you. I need your blessings so that I can getting takeoff from Dallas, from Radha Kalachi Dham. So your blessings is much needed.
My blessings not very good, but Kalachanji's blessings, I pray for Kalachanji's blessings. So
thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. So we'll start with Kirtan.
Sure.
Namo Krishna Padaya Krishna Pisthaya Bhutale Imate Bhaktivedanta Swami Itinamine.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatadesha Starine.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatadeshatarine.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Rama
Hare Rama
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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram, Ram
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya.
Gauranitai, Jaya
Jaya Gauranitai,
Gauranitai,
Jaya
Gauranitai, Jaya
Gauranitai.
Gauranitai.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya
Prabhupada,
Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya.
Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva,
Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva,
Gurudeva,
Jaya
Jaya
Gurudeva.
Gurudeva.
Nitai Gauranga Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo,
Nitai Gaura Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol, Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol,
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol,
Nitai
Nitai Gaura
Bol.
Hari Bol.
Nitai Gauranga Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo.
Nitai Gaura Hari
Gaura Hari Bol,
Bol, Hari Bol,
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol,
Nitai Gaura
Nitai
Hari
Gaura
Bol.
Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Hari.
Hari Hari Bol.
So we'll do one round of chanting from our beads. Please take your beads out so we can start chanting. Okay. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama.
Ram, Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama.
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama.
Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Rama.
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare. Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare. Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare.
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram Ram.
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare 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 Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
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 Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Hare
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 Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram, Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram, Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram, Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna.
Jai. Hare Krishna. So we'll start with the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10. So please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Jnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmei Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamatyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpa Tarubhischa Kripasindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhya Vaishnavebhya Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita Tharupa ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Jai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. So today we are going to speak about chapter number 10. Chapter number 10, as you know from the Bhagavad Gita, is called the opulence of the absolute. Opulence of the absolute. So Krishna starts this chapter by saying that, and I'm going to read the verse, the translation, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Listen again, O mighty Arjuna." See, he's repeating something, so he says, listen again. Because sometimes when you hear the first time, you don't hear very clearly. Second time, you hear more clearly. Third time, even more clearly. So the more you read Bhagavad Gita, the more you're going to understand Bhagavad Gita. That's how it works. So he says, because you are my dear friend, for your benefit, I shall speak to you further. Everything has been said by chapter 9. There was nothing in the sense that was left to be said. But Krishna says, I'm going to say more. Giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. So he makes it even better. This is Krishna. He's such an amazing personality. He loves us so much. So actually, when we discuss Krishna consciousness amongst ourselves and with others, sometimes people have a few reservations, there's reservations surface like that. People complain, they say that, they cannot see God at work. I don't see God at work here, like that. How is God doing things like that? He's not manifest in person before my eyes. I want to see God. Show me God, like that. And they sometimes also say that I don't have any direct experience, of God's existence. So then, they feel like I really cannot believe in him until those types of things happen. So now in chapter 10, Krishna wants to make sure that Arjuna fully gets it, 100%. So he explains that the spiritualist, one who is a devotee, can simultaneously perceive God as the source of creation, so that's one understanding, and then also see God within the creation. It's just like, for example, there's a sun and then the sun's rays. So you can see the sun directly, but sometimes you don't see the sun directly. You might be sitting inside your house, but you see the rays of the sun inside your house, inside the creation, like that. So however, this requires more than intellectual understanding. Intellectual understanding is not good enough because the nature of God is transcendental. It transcends the intellect, even transcends the false ego, which is higher than the intellect, like that. So it actually calls for the transformation of one's consciousness, and then a revelation happens because Paramatma Ji is sitting in our hearts. Krishna will say this in chapter 13, we will see. I love everyone so much. I come in two forms. In that chapter, he says that. In chapter 4, he said he comes as spiritual master. But in chapter 13, he says, come in two forms. So I come as Chaitya Guru, the super soul in the heart. And you can see right now the photo on the screen. Krishna is going like this, Chaitya Guru in the heart. Of course, Krishna is the Chaitya Guru. So he's pointing to Arjuna, this. And I'm also here in the form of my instructions. That's what he said in chapter 13. Here in personal form, in my super soul form, and also in the form of my instructions. So this is how we're going to see God now. This is the chapter about how to see Krishna, how to see God. People say, show me God. Well, here it is. Krishna is explaining how. In the first 7 verses, Krishna is saying that modern science is based on the understanding of ascending knowledge. If you know a little from that, you can try and figure out the greater, like that. And one attempts to understand the reality in its fullest extent by empirical research and experimentation. Okay, I know this and experiment, and I'm going to figure out everything from the few things that are in front of me, like that. So Krishna makes a very simple but very powerful rebuttal, meaning that he shows how that is not true. That approach is not correct. He explains that when something has been created, that which has been created cannot understand its own source independently. You see? That which has been created cannot understand its own source independently. How will it do it? For example, if one wants to ascertain the identity of their father using purely experimental approach. So what do? You take experiment, you take your phone and you listen to your phone and say, man, it doesn't tell me who my father is. Maybe if I play the cymbals, it'll tell me who my father is. Maybe if I touch my nose, I'll know who my father is. So experiment, experiment, experiment. Now, this is very impractical way of doing it. I will ask my brother, not my brother, but I will ask my my friend. I ask my brother, but my brother doesn't know. He's also experimenting. Friends are also experimenting. Everybody is experimenting like that. So this is going to be very, very inconclusive. However, if one accepts the testimony of the mother, because you know who your mother is, you say, Mom, who is my father? And she tells you your father is. It may not still be true, by the way. Still may not be true. But how you do it now is now you can experiment based on her answer. How can you experiment? Okay, she says this is the father, so you can look at the father. Does he look like me? Does his DNA, my DNA match? Especially when it matches my mother's DNA. Things like that. So many things you can say. Okay, those experiments now are going to prove something. So similarly, this is the successful way of doing something. All material and spiritual creations have their source. And earlier on he said that, Krishna says that. The source is me. Krishna is the source of everything. And one who approaches him can get scientific insight into their identity and purpose. Approach him, they'll give a scientific. Now you can experiment. So then you can experiment based on that. What is the experiment? The experiment based on your nature. You can live your life according to your nature, understanding the information coming from that source. And then you're going to prove it. It's going to get proven. So now in this set, he says, this set of verses, he says, that actually now you can directly perceive me this way. So in the next set of verses, which are there are 4 verses. These 4 verses are very important verses. All verses in Bhagavad Gita are important, but these are especially very, very exalted verses. Why? These are called Chatur Shloki Bhagavad Gita. Whole Bhagavad Gita spoken in 4 shlokas. Chatur Shloki Bhagavad Gita. If you know these 4 verses, you know the whole Bhagavad Gita. Because everything that is to be understood will be understood in 3 phases. Phase 1 is called Sambandha. Sambandha means who is the origin? Who is my father? Who is my father? Ultimately, who is my father? Where is my connections in person? Who are the people who I'm really connected to? Where did I come from in terms of who are the people, where I came from, whom I came from, like that. Then the second part is called Abhidheya. Abhidheya means what is the process that I have to follow so that I can understand everything perfectly and do everything perfectly. It's called Abhidheya. And then Prayojan means what is the result I will get? Ultimate result. What is the best result I can get? And what is the best result? Krishna has already said earlier. He said that the best result is that we get Krishna Prema. Because Krishna Prema will have everything in it. Just like a mountain, a whole gold mine, not just a mountain, but a whole gold mine has all the gold inside of it. Now you might say there are many gold mines, so that's why it's not a perfect example, but it is the perfect example from this point of view. All the gold you will need and any generations in the future of yours will need are all there in that gold mine. These gold mines are normally very big, they're not small. These gold mines were not formed by a small person. They were formed by Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva formed these gold mines. And Lord Shiva is a great person, very big person, very powerful. So when he forms a gold mine, they're going to be big, they're not going to be small. People find small gold mines because they know how to see where it extends, underground more and sideways more. They cannot understand how to do that. So that's why they don't find it. But each gold mine is very big. In fact, they're now finding out with the price of gold has gone up since last 10, 15 years. The people go back to their gold mines. They're making more gold out of it now. It's a little like how you can read Bhagavad Gita and then understand more about Bhagavad Gita every time you read. So these 4 verses contain the essence of the Bhagavad Gita and describe spirituality in these 3 phases like that. So now we can see that Bhagavad Gita is actually a spiritual science, and there is a hypothesis, sambandha, relationship, experiment. There's also experiment in the form of the process that you will do. So that's abhidaya. And there's observation or conclusion in the form of prayojan, the result. You can see the result, you can feel it, you can taste the result. So these 4 slokas are very important. And so I'm going to read the sort of like the verses and the translation, because these are very important verses. Chapter 8. I'm sorry, chapter 10, verse 8. Aham sarvasya prabhava mattaha sarvam prabhajate iti madva bhajante ma buddha bhava samandita. I am Krishna speaking. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. All spiritual and material worlds, source is Krishna. Nobody, by the way, says that. Nobody. You can take any other person who you can consider to be God. None of them will say, I am the source of all material and spiritual worlds. Everything emanates from me. Statements like this is just nowhere except for Krishna. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all of their hearts. So this is sambandha. This is your hypothesis. This is where everything starts. Understand that Krishna is the source of everything. That he is the manifester of all living, non-living entities, material, spiritual worlds, everything. He is the source of everything. And anything and everything will come from him. And so become wise, become smart. That's wise. Wise is one who knows, right? Wisdom means the person who knows this person. Become wise like that. And know this to be true. And then engage in devotional service, loving devotional service. Show some love to Krishna. All of us have different ways of loving, even in normal life. When you love, different styles of love. Some things are similar, but most things are separate, are individual to us. And then love with all of the heart, full heart, like that. 100%. I love Krishna, like that. Verse 9. Now comes abhidaya. Abhidaya means process. Krishna says, Machitta madgata prana bodhayantaha parasparam kathayantaschamam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. What a beautiful statement. This is what he says. He says, the thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. See, we're thinking about Krishna always. Everything we see Krishna in some way. And that he's going to describe later in the verse. In fact, he spends like 31 verses, full 31 verses, describing 82 opulences. I mean, we can, in this world, enjoy 6 opulences. Krishna is describing 82 opulences. And he says, I have innumerable, but I'm just giving you 82, because by the time I give you 82, it will sink in. Wow, this guy is something else. This is not an ordinary person. This is overly extraordinary person. He says, these devotees' lives are fully devoted to my service. So we should, as we said earlier, just whatever you do, offer it to Krishna and say, oh, Krishna, I'm doing it in your service. Service means expression of love. I'm doing it to express love to you. I'm going to bed to express love to you. I'm waking up to express love to you. I'm taking shower to express love to you. I'm brushing my teeth to express love to you. I'm speaking because I'm expressing love to you. I'm walking, I'm talking, whatever you're doing, working, whatever you're doing, laughing. In fact, today, if someone might remind me, today a very nice document came up. Some very brilliant Hare Krishna devotees got together and decided to write a little thing about this COVID-19, about coronavirus. So you get a full picture, how to do things, what to do, and authentic, because these are doctors, right? It's a bunch of doctors. And, so I can send it out somehow. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll send it to one of you in the email. You figure it out. It's a document. I don't know how to quite put it on unless I copy it. Anyway, I'm not very savvy with these things. One of you who's far more savvy than I am can do that. But in that, one of the things it says, if you want to stay away from coronavirus, laugh a lot. Amazingly, those who get cancer, they're told the same thing. Please laugh a lot. If you laugh a lot, the cancer will not come back. It'll go away and not come back. It's amazing. This is called Ananda. This is the nature of the soul. Sat Chit Ananda. Ananda means bliss. Be a little happy. Prabhupada said, be Krishna conscious, you will be happy. You have something to laugh about. You have Krishna, you can talk to him, joke with him. Even say a few mean things to him. Like, you bad boy, why did you do this to me? Bad boy. Like that. You can say that to him. He doesn't mind. He likes that. He likes a real relationship. So here it is said that their thoughts that they are fully devoted, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. See? So when you talk about Krishna to somebody, your wife, your husband, your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife, your friend, your daughter, your son, your dog, your cat. There was one time Prabhupada was sitting in Mumbai, and devotees didn't like to disturb Prabhupada. So if he's resting or something, they don't want to knock on the door and go in and ask a question or serve him some water or whatever else. So they would look through the keyhole first, see Prabhupada is up. Some indication Prabhupada is. If Prabhupada is up, he'll be sitting at his, on a mat, like mattress, like that, thick mattress. And he'll have his table, low table, books there, and reading the books, things like that. He'll be chanting Hare Krishna like that. So this person, one time he looked and he saw Prabhupada did his hands up like this. Prabhupada is a special way of putting his hands like this, And so they thought, oh, who is he talking to? When he talks, he does this type of thing. So they looked nicely and he saw it was actually a rat. Prabhupada is talking to the rat. What a fortunate rat, right? Direct instruction from Prabhupada, go right back to Godhead. Now you might say, well, that may not be possible. I have actually experienced that it actually happened. One time, I come from Fiji, so I wasn't in Hare Krishna at that time, but actually this happened and was recorded. So Prabhupada stayed at the house of the temple president in Lotoka, the city that I come from. And so, he was giving class and all the devotees were there. And by the way, at that time, Prabhupada people were very strict, okay? You can't do anything at all, just like, have to do things, everything pakka, nicely, like that. Very nicely sitting on the floor, listening to Prabhupada. The dog walks in the hall. Temple president had a dog. Dog, everybody was shocked. Wow, dog? How can dog come here? Prabhupada said, no, wait. So the dog came and sat right next to Prabhupada. So Prabhupada actually stroked the dog. While he was talking to the devotees and giving them the class, he's stroking the dog. You can tell the dog is feeling really good. You know how when the dog is being stroked, you can tell from the eyes, the dog's really enjoying this stroke, I mean, imagine Prabhupada stroking the dog. That's amazing. Strokes any of us will go right back to Godhead. So anyways, what happened was then the dog walked away and went away. The next morning, the dog died. So the devotees came and told Prabhupada, the dog died. He said, I know. He went back to Godhead. So this is Prabhupada. Very unusual personality. So, even the dog was enjoying the enlightening that was going on by Prabhupada. Prabhupada, was obviously Prabhupada, when he speaks about Krishna, you can see that he is very, very satisfied, He's very happy. Really gives him pleasure talking about Krishna like that. So obviously it's enlightening the other devotees, and, the dog was getting enlightened as well. Now there's another verse, just so that, because sometimes in the process, we really don't get it nicely. So Prabhupada says, Lord Krishna says in the next verse, Tesham satata juktana bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam apyantite. So he says, to those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, see, serving with love, I give the understanding by which you come to me. Krishna directly will give understanding. From inside is Chaitya Guru, from outside as the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita, and also in of the devotees, the sadhus, the Guru, Sastra, like that. Krishna will directly tell us how we can go back home, back to Godhead. Come to me, he says, come to Krishna. What beautiful, how beautiful this is, right? To those who are constantly devoted to serving me. That's why I say, tell yourself, keep saying it loud enough so you can hear it properly, that everything, like you wake up in the morning, I tell people, wake up in the morning, I tell people, have a photo of Krishna around with you. Like I always carry Gaur Nitai like this, called a three-corner, And so you just touch it to your head and say, my dear Lord, please know that everything I'm going to do today, whether I'm doing it while I'm breathing out, holding my breath out, breathing in, holding my breath in, I'll be doing it only for one purpose, and that is to please you. There is going to be no other reason. Now, I am not a good person, so obviously I'll make mistakes and I'll do wrong things, sometimes knowingly, sometimes unknowingly. Please forgive me for those, because this is me. I'm a very fallen person. In the day, say that to yourself a number of times. Remind yourself, you're doing everything for Krishna's pleasure. So you'll do it nicely. You'll be very careful. You'll be very loving, like that. And in the night, when you go to bed, just say to Krishna, oh my dear Lord, or Gaur Nitai, like that, Radha Krishna, Gaur Nitai, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, like that. Whoever you have really nice sort of attachment, Radha Kalachandji, like that. Guru and Krishna, my dear Lord, please know that everything I did today, I did only for you. Please forgive me for all of my offenses, my aparads, my shortcomings, like that. But please know, the only reason I did it was for your pleasure. Keep saying that, keep saying that, keep saying that. Our material sickness will go away. See, just like when the doctor gives us medication, he says, take 2 tablets 3 times a day. So we say this at least 3 times a day. We say it more than 3 times a day because we're really very sick in the material world. COVID-19 is just coming to remind us more, that's all. But we're always sick. Actually, it is described, the material body is actually a disease over the soul. Now, that doesn't mean we disregard. No, that still the body is also described as the temple of God. So simultaneous understandings are there. The point is, we're the temple of God, we always worship Krishna. And as a disease, we try to get rid of our material, material ideas, material way of doing things, our sense gratification. And then comes the next verse, which is number 11. And this is the prayojan. Prayojan means that this is the one that actually is the result. This is the goal. Tesham evanukampatham aham jnanajam tamaha nashyami atma bhavastho jnana dipena bhaspata. He says, to show them special mercy, right? Not just mercy, but special mercy. I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So it kicks the ignorance out. The ignorance is kicked out. Now you're in knowledge. Now you really understand. Satchit Ananda. That I'm eternally a servant of Krishna. That the knowledge is that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Gauranga Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that my purpose is simply to always love Krishna, to always love Guru and Krishna, Radha and Krishna, Krishna and Balaram, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, like that. So this is the Chaturshloki, a very important part of the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, where Krishna is saying, giving you further knowledge, better knowledge than the past. And then the next verses are the 31 verses that I was talking. Now it describes his opulence. Now he'll tell us how you can see Krishna in this world. How you can observe, oh, this is Krishna. So, because now Arjuna is asking him that, oh Krishna, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode. This is very important verse as well. Arjuna Vacha, Param Brahma Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Sashvatam Divyam, Adi Devam Ajam Vibhom, Ahustvam Rishayaha Sarve, Dev Rishir Naradastatha, Asita Devalaha Vyasaha, Swayam Chaiva Bhavishine. So now Arjuna, after hearing these 4 verses, and of course all that he's read before, is very, very convinced now. And this Krishna is amazing personality. So Arjuna said, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are eternal, transcendental, original person. unborn, the greatest. All the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasadeva confirm this truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. Actually, this is a fact, by the way. All the greatest personalities, including Jesus Christ, by the way, even Muhammad, they describe that Krishna is the supreme personality of God. You might say, how is that? Well, in the case of the Christians, Jesus wanted to tell them about Krishna, but the Christians were not ready at that time. They were too much absorbed in material enjoyment. And that is not possible to understand Krishna. If you're too much into that, you have to get out of that intoxication. Just like you can't teach an intoxicated person. You know, people come to class all intoxicated. It's going to be hard to teach that person anything. You see. So what Lord Jesus did was, at the end, he says, there is more for you to tell. There is more for me to tell you, but actually you're not ready to hear. So I will come back 2,000 years from now and again. When did he say this? He said this around 35 years before. 35 years before he left his body. He'd already said this. So this is the time of, you might say, 35 years before the 0 year. Because now we say this is 2020, AD. AD means after that. So before death, 35, go back 35 years before death. At 2,000 years, what does it come to? You know, some Indians are very smart in math. Mostly Indians are very smart in math. You know, it is 1965. 1965. 1965, Prabhupada came to America to speak to the Christians. And who were the first devotees? The Christians and Jews. This is Prabhupada. It's a manifestation like that, an amazing manifestation. This is Prabhupada actually now introducing Christianity in its full form to the Christians, the Vedas to the Hindus. This is Prabhupada. No, a very unusual personality. And how in Allah, how Muhammad, the name Allah and the name Ali are Krishna's names. It says that in Krishna's names, many names that he has, more than 1,000 names, one of his names is Allah, and one of his names is Ali. And what does Muhammad say? Muhammad says, from morning to evening, you chant the many names of Allah. If you think about it, currently as the Muslim faith is being spoken, there are not many names of Allah. There are names of Allah. But unlike in the Vedas, there are unlimited names of Krishna. There's just only some names. But he says many names. And then if you just chant 72 times a day, Allah will bless you unlimitedly. 72 times a day. How many times do we chant? Just, one bead when you chant. That's 16 names. 108 times 16 is more than 1,700 times. Just one round. We're taking 1,700 names of God. Can you imagine that? That's just one round. And some of us are taking vows to do 16 rounds. Some of us are doing much more than that. Some of us are doing 2 rounds, 4 rounds, like that. So you can imagine. We're the best Muslims, we're the best Islamists, we're the best Christians, we're the best Jews, we are the best everything. Because this is the system. Krishna is the best of everything. So this is Arjuna saying, the best people all say that Krishna is the original, is the Supreme Personality of God. Then he says, "O Krishna, I totally accept in truth all that you have told me. Totally accept in truth all that you have told me. Nothing, neither the demigods nor the demons, O Lord, can understand you, can understand your personality. Neither the demigods nor demons. But devotees can understand. Why? Because Krishna lets them understand. It's revelation, remember I said? He reveals it. And then, indeed, he says in the next verse, indeed, you alone know yourself by your own internal potency. O Supreme Person, origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe, Jagannatha. Next verse, please tell me in detail your divine opulence by which you pervade all these worlds. Because he was saying, I'm going to tell you more, right? So Arjuna said, I'd like to hear this now. Show me, tell me about how you exist in this world. Show me. Just like they say in Missouri, the show me state. So in Missouri, we can tell them, here is your show me. So he starts, and then he says, oh Krishna, oh Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you? And how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? O Janardana, next verse. Again, please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you. It means I never feel like, okay, I've heard enough. The more you hear, the more you want to hear. You, he says, I am never satiated in hearing about you. For the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. And then Lord Krishna starts speaking. He says, yes, I will tell you of my splendorous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent, O Arjuna, for my opulence is unlimited. Krishna has unlimited opulences, but he's going to tell 82 now, because these are prominent, and people understand these ones better. Of course, some people won't, because they don't, consciousness is not that reason yet, so the culture is not there. But some things they will understand. So he starts. He says, I am the super soul, right? Super spirit. You know how in Christianity they say, the Father, the Holy Ghost, and the Son, like that. The Holy Ghost, Because Holy Ghost is not super soul, but like that, they have an understanding there is some type of a spirit that is this, obviously a very amazing spirit. So I am the super soul, Arjuna, seated in the hearts of all living entities. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. What a powerful statement. Then he says, of the Adityas, did I miss this? No. Of the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Of lights, I am the radiant sun. Of the Maruts, I am Marichi. And among the stars, I am the moon. The moon. I'll continue verse by verse. Of the Vedas, I am the Samveda. Samveda is the devotee Veda. We are known as Samveda Bhakta Vrinda. Samveda Bhakta Vrinda is the devotee Veda. Krishna is the Samveda. Of the demigods, I am Indra, the king of heaven. Krishna likes to be known as Indra Krishna, because he's the king of, so he is Krishna of the king, Krishna of the greatest king of the demigods. King of heaven. Of the senses, I am the mind. That's why the mind is very powerful. And in living beings, I am the living force, consciousness. He is our living force, Krishna himself. So how you can do anything without living force? How you can do anything without Krishna? That's why the chanting is very important. The holy name is Krishna himself. The more you chant, the more your living force shows up nicely. Of the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. There are 12 Rudras. Lord Shiva is one of them. Of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Lord of Wealth, Kuber. Can you imagine that? Of the Yakshas and Rakshasas. This is the greatest. We like to sort of criticize the Yakshas and Rakshasas. But Kuber is actually the leader amongst them. And he is the person who has all the money. He is the treasurer. Of the Vasus, I am fire, Agni. Very powerful. Agni is very powerful. Lord of speech. And of the mountains, I am Meru. Mount Meru is so big that it's said that so many worlds rotate around this mountain, Mount Meru. Of priests, O Arjuna, know me to be the chief, Brihaspati, is the priest of the demigods. Of generals, I am Kartikeya, the brother of Ganesh. And of bodies of water, I am the ocean. See? Not a small body of water, right? Huge body of water. Next verse, of the great sages, I am Bhrigu. Bhrigu Muni is a very powerful, beautiful person. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Aum. Like that. When you say Ah, the stomach will vibrate. When you say Woo, the chest will vibrate. When you say the head will vibrate. Om, the whole system comes into play like that, transcendental sound. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names. I am Japa, it says, Japavasni. And of the immovable things, I am the Himalayas. Anybody can try to move the Himalayas and they'll find out. It's quite immovable. It's quite big actually. Next verse. Of the trees, I am the banyan tree. Why? Banyan tree is so big. It can go for miles. Because how the banyan tree grows, and then it throws down a branch that will go into the ground, become the main trunk. From that, another tree will come out, more tree will come out, bigger tree will come out. It'll throw a branch, that'll grow, it keeps going, go for. In fact, if I'm not wrong, in Calcutta area, there's a banyan tree that's 1 mile big, 1 mile. I mean, that's a huge banyan tree, it's a huge tree. So Krishna is the banyan tree amongst trees. Of the sages, amongst the demigods, now there's amazing sage, past, present, amazing personality. He's so powerful, he can travel to the spiritual world and come back to the material world. Nobody can go to spiritual world. Why? Because there's said to be 13 layers that cover the material world. Each layer 10 times bigger than the other. The first layer is a layer of earth. And that layer of earth that covers the material world is said to be 40 million miles across. 40 million miles, layer thick of earth. And then the next layer is water. That's 400 million miles wide. Each goes 10 million miles, 10 times bigger than the previous one. Earth, water, fire, 4 billion miles across. Then air, 40 billion miles across. Then space, 400 billion miles across. Then after that comes the mind, 4 trillion miles across. Then comes the intelligence. It's like 40 trillion miles across. And then even bigger than that is the false ego, 400 trillion miles across. That's why false ego is so powerful. That's where our false ego is coming from. All that false ego is covering the universe. And then after that comes 3 more layers that are each 10 times bigger than the previous ones I just said. The layer of mode of ignorance, then the mode of passion, then the mode of ignorance, mode of goodness. Then past that comes another big layer, and that's the layer of time. And after time, the primordial or elements from which everything came, called Pradhan, the last layer. How are you going to cross all that to get to the spiritual? Narada Muni can do that. You understand how powerful he is, right? So Krishna says, amongst the sages, I'm Narada. Of the Gandharvas, I'm Chitraratha. Very beautiful person. Gandharvas are to sing and dance nicely. When they sing and dance, everybody becomes intoxicated. And among perfected beings, I am the sage Kapila. Kapila Muni, very powerful. Of horses, know me to be Ucheshrava, produced during the churning of the ocean of nectar. Of lordly elephants, I am Airavata. Airavata is the lord, the elephant that carries Indra. And among men, I am the king, the monarch. Then he says, of weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Among cows, I am the Surabhi. Surabhi cow can fulfill any desire. Of causes for procreation, I am Kandarpa. Kandarpa is, obviously very powerful personality. Is actually Kamdev, the god of love. And of serpents, I am Vasuki. When they had to churn the mountain, it was very big. So the serpent king, Vasuki, very big serpent. They used him as a rope, tied right around the mountain, and they churned it. The demigods on one side pulling, and the other side the demons, because they went to the nectar. Samudramanthan. The next verse, of the many hooded nagas, I am Ananta, the Lord himself. And amongst the aquatics, I am the demigod Varuna. Of the departed ancestors, I am Aryama. And amongst the dispensers of law, I am Yama, the Lord of death. Among the Daityas, next verse, amongst the Daitya demons, I am the devoted Prahlada. You can see how many great persons came from the demoniac background, right? Prahlad Maharaj is so great. He's our great. Go back, I think it's 50 or 80 generations. That's our great grandfather. Among subduers, I am time. Time subdues everything, right? Among beasts, I am the lion. Lion is the king of the jungle. And among birds, I am the Garuda. You might remember, I was saying the local used to worship Garuda as God. Krishna himself saying, no, amongst the eagles, I am the birds, I am Garuda. Of purifiers, I am the wind. This is why anybody is praying to God. God knows who he is, and he knows they may not be doing it perfectly, but he'll accept the prayer. Of purifiers, I am the wind. Wind purifies, right? And of the wielders of weapons, I am Rama. What a powerful personality, right? Of fishes, I am the shark. And of flowing rivers, I am the Ganges. Of all creation, I am the beginning and the end and also the middle. So you can think of anything, the beginning of anything, middle of anything, and end of all Krishna. It's all Krishna. Everything is actually Krishna. Of all sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self. And among logicians, I am the conclusive truth. Next one. Of the letters, I am the letter A. And among compound words, I am the dual compound. I am also inexhaustible time. And of creators, I am Brahma. Next verse, he says, I am all devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Future is Krishna. Among women, I am fame. Look at the beautiful qualities. He says, this is what a woman is. I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. This is qualities of women. No wonder they're so powerful when they have these qualities. Of the hymns, I am the Samaveda. I am the Brihat Sama. Of the hymns in the Samaveda, I am the Brihat Sama. Of poetry, I am the Gayatri. Of months, I am Mrigshira, which is November, December. That's the first month of the Vedic year. And of seasons, I am the flower-bearing spring. Spring season is Krishna. Now spring has come, right? We're in spring season. We're in Krishna season. I am also the gambling of cheeks. Ah, see? Krishna is the best at everything. And of the splendid. There's some things you think, wow, that is splendid. I am the splendor, he says. I am victory. When everybody wins, that victory is Krishna. I am adventure. You know, people like adventure, right? And I am the strength of the strong, Krishna. Of the descendants of Vishnu, I am Vasudeva. Vasudeva is the father of Krishna, right? And of the, it's Krishna himself, sorry, he's Krishna himself, Vasudeva. Vasudeva is the father of Krishna. Vasudeva is Krishna himself. And of the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. He's speaking to Arjuna. Arjuna must have felt, wow, that's pretty good. Of the sages, I am Vyasa, Vyasadeva. And among great thinkers, I am Ushana. So if you like to think a lot, become a great thinker, you can worship Ushana. Among all means of suppressing lawlessness, I am punishment. And of those who seek victory, I am morality. Now, here's an answer being given by Krishna. If you want to be victorious in life, have morality, have morals like this. Be a moral person. Of secret things, I am silence. And of the wise, I am the wisdom. Next verse. Furthermore, Arjuna, I am the generating seed of all existences. There is no being, moving or non-moving, that can exist without me, without Krishna. Can you imagine that? No one can say that back. No one else can say it. Only Krishna can say all this. Lord Gauranga can say it because he's Krishna himself. O mighty conqueror of enemies, there is no end. to my divine manifestations. What I have spoken to you is but a mere indication of my infinite opulences. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. Spark. Just like you have a huge fire, right? And then a spark comes out of it. That spark is very small. It's insignificant compared to the fire. This is just a spark of His splendor. And like that, there is an unlimited, huge fire, unlimitedly large, eternally big fire. How that one little spark comes on, He's described that spark. Can you imagine what the rest of it is? How powerful this is. Then He says, but what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support the entire universe. Forget the opulences, the whole creation is a small fragment of Krishna. Like I was saying, just like how much space a particle of dust can occupy on this planet, all of these things that Krishna is telling us and all of Him in terms of what we can know is just one little dust compared to the whole planet. By the way, much bigger than planet Earth of Krishna. It's called Goloka Vrindavan. It's manifest Krishna manifesting in planet form. This is Balaram manifesting in planet form. And Balaram is none other than Krishna Himself. He's Akrishna. Krishna, Akrishna. Krishna is bluish black. Akrishna is white. Opposite of bluish black. So this is chapter 10 of the Bhagavad Gita. After this, if we are not convinced how much we should love Krishna, then I have to say that we are probably tone deaf. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. That was such a wonderful class.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Very well. So it's time for question answers. Please feel free to text your question answers, or you can directly ask. You can unmute yourself, and I request you unmute and mute so that the voice is clear. Unmute to ask question, and then after the question, please mute yourself. You have a question, Prabhuji?
If somebody's putting their hand up or something.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yes, yes.
Ask a question, Prabhuji?
See you.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to mute everybody for a minute so that it's clear. You can unmute yourself.
And his iPad is together. That's why. This. By the way, I think.
One second, Prabhuji, one second. Yeah, correct. No, go ahead. You are mute. So.
Yeah. So basically, what happened is that somebody asked me that please speak. Look at the camera when you're speaking. Yeah. The thing is, the problem with this computer I have is a Chinese computer. Chinese like to do things like little opposite of what we do. You know, like when they write from the right to the left. We write from the left to the right, right? Yeah. And from the right to the left. So one thing they do is they put the camera at the bottom of the screen, not at the top of the screen. See, I'm looking at the screen, but unfortunately the camera is below the screen, so it looks like I'm looking over you, you know?
Right now, wherever you're looking, you are looking at us. So
yeah, because I'm now looking at the camera. I'm being a little mindful. Awesome. I wasn't being mindful last time. You see, I was being too much caught in the Bhagavad Gita. I forgot. Yeah. Next time I'll remember that. I'll look at the camera, or actually look at my keyboard. My keyboard is just below the camera.
That's best.
The keyboard, it looks right.
And you're looking at us directly, so that's better. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me know that. Thank you very much.
Very well. So there is a question from Harit Prabhu and Andra Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Thanks for explaining all verses very nicely. My question is, Krishna is spiritual and transcendental,
yes.
Far away from materialism. He is the purest. Does he understand material emotions being entities go through every moment? Does he understand his inferior material energy, or he always stay in his spiritual mood? Please forgive me if my question is not relevant.
No, it is very relevant. It is absolutely very relevant. Very good question, because this is a very important issue for all of us to understand. So basically, whatever is material are in three modes. They're in the mode of ignorance, mode of passion, and mode of goodness. This is all material. So is Krishna concerned? Is Krishna concerned with those things that are in the three modes? Of course he is concerned. Why? Because we are... Imagine, you really love your son, right? Or daughter. You really love. You have one son or one daughter. That's all you have. And it's like that daughter or son is your whole life, right? Now, if that son goes to jail, will you be thinking about son or daughter or not? You say, oh, you'd be thinking, oh, he's gone to jail. No point talking about him now. No point thinking about him. We've got better things to do outside jail. No. You'll be constantly thinking about that person in jail. Are they okay? Is everything okay in jail? How is my son doing? How is my daughter doing? I'm worried. I can't sleep properly. I can't eat nicely. I can't, life is really very troublesome to me now. That's Krishna. We left him in the spiritual world, came here to the material world. Krishna is very worried about us. Why do you think he takes all this trouble to come to planet Earth and speak Bhagavad Gita? He doesn't have to do that. He's got amazing Ras Leela and everything going on in the spiritual world. He's got far better things to do and enjoy himself far more. He takes the trouble, comes to planet Earth, even gets insulted. They accused him that he stole the Shamantaka jewel. Gets insulted. Duryodhana insulted him. I won't even give that much land to the Pandavas that one point of a needle can sit on, even though Krishna suggested it. And he told his soldiers, tie him up, put him in jail, put Krishna in jail. How much Krishna had to tolerate? Because they couldn't do it. He's such a powerful person. In fact, when I saw that part, I was laughing my head off. I was thinking, this Duryodhana has no idea who he's talking about. No idea. So Krishna also internally is enjoying, but externally is showing some emotion. He smiled, of course, because Krishna is smart, right? He doesn't have to worry about anything. But the point is, he does worry about us. And he frets about us. He actually told that to Narad Muni. I'm worried about my people. When Krishna, one time Narad Muni went, he was Krishna in Dwarka. Krishna was walking up and down, in the palace. And Narad Muni understood Krishna is worried about something. What are you worried about, Krishna? You are the greatest. There's nothing you should be worrying about. What are you worried about? He says, no, I'm seeing my children, in the material world, and I'm really worried. I can see they're suffering. I don't like it. I want them to come back home. I can take care of them so nicely down here. Everything's first class. They should come back home. Narad Muni said, but if people knew that, they will come back. So I will go and tell them that. Krishna wants you to come back home, please. So Krishna said to Narad, okay, you go, come back, tell me how it went. So he came, and the first person he met was a Brahmin. And so so Krishna told him, anyway, when you go to the material world, you tell them, because they'll ask you, when you say, I saw Krishna, they'll say, how can I tell you saw Krishna? What was Krishna doing? Tell me. Please give me an idea. You really met Krishna or you met somebody else? So he said, you tell them that I was putting elephants through the eye of a needle. There were many elephants. I was taking a needle and I was putting elephants through the eye, whole elephants, huge elephants, through the eye of the needle. So Narad Muni said, okay. Narad Muni thought, what? Anyway, I'll tell him. So he came, this Brahmin was sitting there, reciting Vedas very nicely. Pakka Brahmin, sitting properly, erect, good position, Vedas in front of me, reciting the Vedas. So after he finished the recitation of the Vedas, Narad Muni thought, this guy is definitely qualified, So he said to the Brahmin, oh Brahmin, you're such a nice person. You're reading Vedas, you're so nice. I just came back from Krishna Loka, from Goloka, from Gokula. And Krishna was, Krishna wanted to give you a message. Oh, you saw Krishna? Wow, that's amazing. What was he doing? This is the question he asked. So he said he was He was taking elephants and he was putting it through the eye of the needle. So the Brahmin started laughing. You never saw Krishna. How anybody can put elephant through the eye of a needle? This is you making up stories. So Narad thought, my God, this is the Brahmin. This is the head of the community, the top. Anyway, he thought, okay, that's okay. Thank you very much. And so he went. And then on the way, he met this cobbler, this mochi, selling shoes. So the cobbler was selling shoes. There was no customer in front of him. So he had the manjira in front of him. Manjira, like this, manjira, and playing the manjira and chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So the Narad Muni thought, nice, you're chanting the holy name of God. It's very nice. He's a cobbler, he's a mochi, deals in leather. So not very pakka person, not very suchi, not clean. I don't think, but anyway, Krishna said everybody, he wants them to come back. So I'll ask him also. So he said, Mochiji, I went to Krishna Loka, I went to Goloka, like that, Gokulu, and I met Krishna. And so he wanted me to give you a message. Oh, you met Krishna? What was he doing? What was Krishna doing? So he said, well, he was taking elephants, whole elephants, big elephants, and he was putting them through the eye of the needle. So Mochi said, Jai! Wow, this is amazing. So he said, but you believe me? He says, yeah, I believe you. He said, how can anybody put elephant through eye of needle? Narad is asking Mochi. Mochi says, if Krishna can put a huge banyan tree inside a small seed that's much bigger, it's many miles in size compared to the little seed of the banyan. If he can put this huge banyan tree inside a seed, why can't put the elephant through the eye of a needle? Narad Muni thought, oh my God, this is real devotee. So anyway, so after a while, Narad Muni went back to meet with Krishna. And he said, so Krishna said, so what happened? He said, I met this Brahmin, this is what happened. I met this mochi, this is what happened. Krishna said, yes. You tell the Brahmin that he will come back to Godhead. Take a few lifetimes, big number of lifetimes. I think he said 1,000 lifetimes or something. And you go and tell that mochi, this is your last life. You're coming back to Godhead. So he's thinking about us, even though we are in the material world, doing material things. He's thinking about this. He's thinking about every child, no matter where you're in hell, whether you're in heaven or you're in the middle planetary systems. Whatever you're doing, any moment, he says that. Remember in the previous verses, he said, Maya Dakshina Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. Every minute detail of this world happens by my will. Even a blade of grass does not move without his will. He's even watching the blade of grass. Compared to us, that is very insignificant, relatively speaking. That is a soul too. I'm not, insulting that soul. That's also Atma. All Atmas are Atmas. They're Satchidananda. But, manifested in a consciousness that is not considered as advanced as a human consciousness. But even then, look how much love Krishna gives the plant to that grass, allows it to move, allows it to live. This is Krishna. Thank you for that wonderful question.
Oh, one question, Prabhu. This is Chandra Prabhu.
Prabhuji, once again, Manish Prabhu has a question. And if anybody wants to ask a question, please post in the chat box. So I'll ask you because you want to give priority to those who are posting in the chat box. Sorry, Chandra Prabhu.
It's okay.
Manish Prabhu, go.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. So Prabhu, Prabhuji, you described about the sambandha and abhideya and the prayojan process. So Prabhu, if suppose I am following this process half-heartedly, then where my understanding is wrong, like do I don't understand, take seriously my sambandha, like my relation, or is it like I don't believe in the goal of like what the prayojan is? So because Prabhu, like still sometimes this like following the process is like difficult.
Very good question, brother. Excellent question, because this is typical of every one of us. We're not 100% enthused 100% of the time. Nobody can say I'm 100% enthused 100% of the time. There will be sometimes we'll feel a little discouraged, excuse me. There'll be times we will be a little discouraged. There'll be times we'll become inattentive. There'll be times when we'll forget, become ignorant, like that. Of all three, Samandha, Abhidaya, and Prayojan, like that. So why does that happen? Why does that happen? What is the answer to that? It happens because of, Prabhupada says, because the Acharyas say and Krishna says, conditioning, past conditioning. See, we've lived millions and billions of lives in the past. In fact, just in this cycle of Vishnu's breath, when Vishnu breathes out and he breathes back in, that when he breathes out and holds his breath, by the time he's finished his breathing and he's holding his breath, 311 trillion years go by. And we live billions and trillions of lives in that process. And if we don't succeed, you get breathed back into Vishnu, right? So half of Vishnu's breath already gone, which means 155 trillion plus years gone. We've lived billions of lives, and we were conditioned in a way that we did not accept Krishna consciousness. So this conditioning is going to take a while wearing away. It's a little like we give the example of the fan that is oscillating at full speed. You turn it off, it takes a little while to come down, except that in this case, the fan speeds up again, slows down, then speeds up again and slows down. So, you know, how in the sales graph, they say the graph goes like this, right? So when it goes down, it's going up, but then it goes down, then it goes up, then it goes down, then it goes up. On the average, it should be going up. That's the idea. On the average, it should be going up. And that's, you know, this should be a line that you should be able to draw. Similarly, what I say is every 5 years, you should be seeing some improvements. It'll go up and down, up and down, up and down. But in 5 years, it's gone up beyond what it was 5 years before. Another 5 years, even better. And then overall, it's sort of like a J curve, you know? It sort of takes off, takes off, takes off, takes off, and then like a hockey stick. Shoots up like any straight up. Really takes off. So this happens because of our past conditioning and also because of our present association. You see, you are according to the company that you keep. If you are going to live among thieves, you are going to become a thief. If you live amongst holy people, you're going to become. This is the example of Narad Muni. Narad Muni lived amongst the Bhaktivedantas, these holy people, and he became the holiest of the holy. So association is, Prabhupada says, 90% of our success. And the association of who? Association of those who chant the glories of Lord all the time. Satatam kirtayanto mam, yitantascha dridvrataha. Determination, chanting the holy names of Lord all the time, chanting the glories of Krishna all the time. Everything we do to glorify Krishna. So we're always chanting the glories of Krishna. And if you stay near these types of devotees, then your graph will suddenly go up higher, faster. That's the idea. So if we do that, then it comes right. But then they explain why you should do this, why you should not do that. And in a loving way, of course. It has to be loving. Just like we bring up our children, right? We get love and affection. Yeah, they'll make mistakes. We don't get too mad at them. We just somehow or the other keep encouraging them. Then we discourage them at times when they do some bad things so that they don't do that again like that. They may still do it. When I do parenting classes and I talk to parents, I tell them sometimes you have to tell children the same thing 1,000 times, but don't give up. That's the fourth principle of success. Remember chapter 3? First principle, focus. Second principle, don't be resentful. Third principle, be sincere. Fourth principle was never give up. Relentless. So same with Krishna consciousness. We're relentless. We're not giving up. No matter how bad it gets, we're not giving up. We might become less, in our abilities and our results and our focus, but still not give up. We're not going to die. We might get knocked out. Behosh ho jayenge. Like they say, become unconscious, not dead. Some breath is coming out. And we told Krishna, every breath is for your pleasure. That's the only reason I'm breathing. It's for your pleasure. Every breath, whether you're breathing out, holding breath out, breathing in, holding breath. They call 4 breaths. And even if you want to mix those 2 breaths in, coming out, that's the 5th one. Even then, it's for you, Krishna. Where you merge the incoming breath with the outgoing breath. That's a very special type of yoga. Thank you very much for the wonderful question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Prabhu, you were saying previous to this question, you said anything doesn't, if a blade of grass also doesn't move without approval of Krishna, then why can't he realize everybody?
Well, without the will of Krishna, yeah. That's approval also, but will means that he's willing it, that's why it happens.
Yeah, but why can't he change our realization towards him, everybody towards him?
Because that's not love, you see. See, when you love somebody...
Because when your kid is doing something wrong, you try to correct him and bring him to you and affectionately convince him.
With us too. Same thing he's doing with us. He's doing with us too. He's correcting us too. Why do you think there is some suffering in this world? Why do you think these books out there so you can learn? Why do there are devotees out there?
But we say it's a dukhalaya, we are in dukhalaya. So when somebody is jail, we try to bring him out of the jail,
Yes, exactly. So that's what Krishna is doing. That's the only thing Krishna is doing. He's trying to get us out of jail. He's trying to tell us this is jail. We're thinking, no, I'm having a good time here. Krishna is saying, you're not having a good time there. You're suffering. Why don't you see that? Have a good time by being Krishna conscious. And by the way, have you ever been happy in this world? Yes. And
Fractionally,
Factually, yeah, you've been happy in this world when you are Krishna conscious, right? You're happy. You're taking prasadam, you're feeling bliss or not?
Yes.
Yes. When you're doing kirtan, you're feeling bliss? Yes. When you're reading about Krishna, Narayan, Vishnu, Nrsimha, you're feeling bliss? Yes. So you can see there is bliss in this world. But that bliss is only in the transcendental position. When you do the transcendental things, nothing to do with this world, right?
Yeah.
Narayan has nothing to do with this world, you agree?
Yes.
Krishna has nothing to do with this world, you agree? Like that, you see that? So when you do things that are not of this world, then you will feel real bliss. So we do have everything that, as a parent, you have a wonderful daughter, and how you're looking after your daughter and bringing up your daughter. So Krishna is looking after you in the same way. He's doing the same thing with you that you're doing with your daughter. Only we're not seeing it, that's all. But when you meet some sadhus, they'll explain. See, it's the same thing. Birth too, right? You gave birth to your daughter? Yes?
Yes.
To your wife? Yes. Krishna gave birth through the material energy to you.
Yeah.
Right? So everything, you can see the parallel. Krishna is the original father, the original mother, I'm the original grandsire, I'm the beginning, the middle, and the end. Everything about you is actually related to Krishna. And the more you realize that, the more you're going to get out of the confusion and the doubts and the unhappiness and all these things that really, really bother us a lot. And more than that, bother our family members a lot. Because it's easier to suffer than to see your beloved suffering. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Harder to see your wife suffering, your daughter suffering, and for you to suffer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Krishna is same, exact same. Krishna has no suffering. But when he sees us suffering, he is suffering. He is suffering. So he's trying. All this is different ways of trying to get us back. Comes and does Bhagavad Gita and does the whole Mahabharata and comes to this form, this way, that way, devotee way, Lord way and dog way and cat way and everything comes. It comes as a fish, comes as a pig, it comes as a lion. What is he not coming as? He's coming as an ant, as a cockroach, as a spider, as a lizard, as a snake. He comes in every form. Why is he taking so much trouble to come in all these forms? Because, we are so caught up in these different forms ourselves. Some of us like to be snakes. Some of us like to be cockroaches. Some of us like to be humans. Some of us like to be demigods. So in any category we come, even as a germ, if we come, Krishna will come as a germ and speak Bhagavad Gita in germ language, so that that germ can go back to Godhead. Did you know that? He says that in the Bhagavad Gita. I come in every form, to every living entity in every form. This is Krishna. How much he loves us. Whereas, say for example, your daughter goes to the heavenly planets instead of going to Vaikuntha. Are you going to go to the heavenly planet look after her? No. You're going to go to Vaikuntha anyway. And you will tell her, please make sure you come back sometime. But I'm not going to Swarga, thank you very much. I'm not going to waste my time in Swarga. That's what you're going to tell her. But Krishna is not like that. You go to Swarga, I come to you with Swarga. You go to hell, I come to you in hell. I'm with you wherever you go. How much he loves us. Then he sees us suffering and he's suffering. Why are we causing him to suffer? Okay, if I like to suffer, that's something. But why am I making Krishna suffer? Make Krishna suffer.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much for a wonderful question. Somebody else has a point or question they want to raise?
Harit Prabhu is next, Prabhuji, but I just want to make a quick comment before Harit Prabhu goes. You explained it very nicely about Chandramohan Prabhu's question. I was thinking that if Krishna sends us to Hawaii with a beautiful place, everything nice, and he's so merciful that he's sending us to a beautiful world, even though this place is Dukkhala Mashacham, there is so much misery, but still, if you really look at it, it's a beautiful world.
Yeah. Relatively.
We have devotees. Yeah. And the point is, if just taking in a scenario that if we send somebody to Hawaii as a punishment, that you learn and you come back to America, like later to Dallas, and you go to Hawaii, there is nice Hawaii, and you are trying to jump from the hill, you're trying to kill the animal, you're doing all kind of nonsense, and if you have to suffer for it, Krishna has given free will, and he has given everything, all the resources, but if you misuse the resources and you suffer, who can be blamed for that? And Krishna is, in spite of that, Krishna is arranging other devotees to go there and give food to them and take care of them, give medicines. If somebody is doing nonsense also, like look at what's happening right now. So many people eating non-veg and doing all kind of nonsense, and whole world is suffering. But look at good people, what Krishna is doing. He's making his good team to go out and help them.
Help them.
Somehow the other, Krishna makes sure that his children are taken care no matter what.
No matter what. And best of all, he gives them one more life to go again and try to do the right thing, right? Okay, give it another shot. Give it another shot. Billions of shots, trillions of shots, go back into Vishnu, come out again. Billions of shots, trillions of shots, go back into Vishnu, come out again. Look at how many times he's giving us the opportunity. I mean, that's love, man. I mean, we will give up after so many times, right? Like I say 1,000 times, but I'm sure if my children required me 10,000 times to tell them, I probably wouldn't have made it. 1,000 times I did it, but 10,000 would have been hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very true. And in fact, I heard from Silapapal, one of the places, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, that Krishna, if he's killing someone also, coming as a death, he's actually doing a very big favor on him. And because the person keeps doing sinning and he keeps increasing the sin, he gives chance, like what he gives chance to Shishupal, 100 times you can insult me and then I'll kill you. So he gives chance and then he has to kill them so that they stop doing more sins. Otherwise, they'll be away from Krishna for a longer time.
Yes. Just like when you play Monopoly, right? Sometimes you get a card that says you get a free pass out of jail, right? Or you go, free pass, go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So he's giving you special bonuses. Even to the worst of people, he gives bonuses. Why you not give bonuses to the good people?
Yeah.
Who tried to kill him, right? Mm-hmm. By trying to poison him. He made her his mother in the spiritual world, yeah. I mean, that is inconceivable.
Mm-hmm.
A person who tried to kill him, he gave her the position of mother.
Putra,
ordinary position, you know what I mean? Mother is very powerful position. Janani. Yeah. So, you're right. Absolutely, man.
Thank you, Babaji. Very well. Thank you, Chandramohan Prabhu, for your...
Thank you. Wonderful question.
Harit Prabhu. Harit Prabhu, you're next.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare.
Prabhuji, thank you for such a wonderful class. I have only one last question. My mind is not at rest for last so many days.
No more questions. This last question means no more questions after this for you. Right? You're fully fine after this. That's good.
Yeah.
Good attitude.
So, Prabhuji, I want to ask, there are two types of souls, and all the souls these days going through that coronavirus pandemic. There is one type of soul which is doing all the sins, they're exhausting their free will, and they're landing up in situations where we see that some of the souls are leaving their bodies. And there are other sets of souls who are pure devotees, and they're also going through the crisis. So my mind is really bothered and at a deep trouble to understand why devotees are also suffering coronavirus pandemic.
Very good question. Very good. Perfect question. So the answer is given in Canto 10, Chapter 8, Text 88 of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Look it up, you'll see the answer there. The answer is given that the devotees who are going through pandemic are not suffering. They're not suffering. The reason they're not suffering is because they know the worst that can happen is they will shed their cloth. It's like this cloth, right? This cloth. If I have to shed this cloth, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to put on nice new cloth right after that. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to put my nightie on, have a nice rest, whatever. Devotees never suffer in bad situations. They consider that all the difficulties that are coming are due to their past karma, and therefore they happily accept that and stay focused on Krishna. Because when they stay focused on Krishna, they don't even feel that. Some of us have gone through really, really bad situations, but because we stayed focused on thinking about Krishna and doing things for Krishna and his people, like Sarvajya Madhav so nicely saying, feeding people who are non-veg people and things like that. But the devotees are so much tied up in association of so many devotees. Let's put it this way, okay? If you knew that I hardly have any money, that I only have, and this is a fact, $200 or $300 in my bank account, would you say, you're a poor person, I don't know you, I don't care about you. And if you don't have money to eat, during coronavirus, it's your bad luck, you're a poor person, you're a rascal. No, you won't do that. Why? Because, you see, I'm trying to become a devotee, you're trying to become a devotee. So you'll be nice to me. In fact, you will say, I'm eating 2 chapatis, but I'll give you 5 to eat. You see what I'm saying? This is what happens to devotees. In the association, you cannot suffer. Stay in association. You will not suffer. You're there for each other. You're all there for each other. Nothing's going to go wrong. For the others, I feel sorry for them. Now, you were saying that by committing the sin, they are slowly losing their free will. They're not going to lose their free will. Krishna always keeps the free will on. That button stays on. Free will you'll always have. Nobody go to hell, you still have free will. You can do things in hell that'll correct the situation also. And after a while, it'll automatically correct because you paid your price, it's finished, it's done. You'll come out of it. So the point is, Krishna's arrangement is an eternal arrangement of success and happiness. Happiness and success. H-A-S, we can think of that, has. Who has will win, right? Who has will win. Has is happiness and success. Happiness and success, Krishna is guaranteeing to every person by the construction of the soul. Soul is Sat Chit Ananda, whether you're in hell or you're in heaven, whether you're in Vaikuntha or you're in the material world. Your soul is always Sat Chit Ananda. Who is suffering is the body, the mind, the intelligence, and the false ego, and that is not you. Just like this shirt becomes dirty, it's not me becoming dirty. Now, if I get dirty means he has skin, because this I'm considering me, then I'm dirty. But if the shirt gets dirty, I'm not. People say you got dirty, but it's the shirt. If I take the shirt off, a new shirt, I'm fine. So in that way, try to understand also that, there are these 2 types who take the nivritti path and the pravritti marg, like this, the 2 paths going down and going up. Yes, that is there. But some are going down, then come up. Some are going up and coming down. That's also happening. So it's quite complex, actually. But the point is, in all of that, Krishna stays with us as Paramatma. And it's always trying to get us right again, get us right again, get us right again. So, you don't have to feel bad about it, that the devotees look like they're suffering because either they're going hungry or they're going thirsty, or they're dying, or they have some disease, or they've been put in jail. Devotees have gone to jail for distributing books and things like that, for being a devotee. Or the devotee made some mistake and went to jail because of the mistake, the fraud or whatever they committed, not knowingly but unknowingly, or even if they did knowingly. But the other devotees will always be there for them. The devotees always take care of devotees. That's the value of Krishna consciousness. We take care of each other no matter how bad it gets. So devotees are always hopeful like that. Things will work out. Something will work out. My last breath, if I can take Krishna's name, that's fantastic. But we'll continue like that. Not give up. And Krishna's blessing, my guarantee, my devotee will never perish, will never fail.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, there are some comments. Vinu Prabhu and Divya Mataji, excellent class. Concentration and total surrender to Krishna brings us closer to Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank
you. Maybe this is the last question for today. So, Preeti Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very, very nice lecture, complete nectar at every verse. When we hear all these opulences and Supreme Lord's position, I feel like sometimes giving up hope and become hopeless all the more sometimes when we have so many obstacles externally and internally. I feel achieving the ultimate goal is impossible. How can I console myself and get motivated again? I also feel like that all the souls who have achieved this ultimate goal are already great souls, but they came amongst us only to participate in Krishna's Leela. So sometimes I feel very dejected.
That I'm not one of them, Yeah. I'm one of those people who actually is a Nitya Baddha, means, eternally conditioned like that. And so I get defeated, I fall down, I fail, and then I become discouraged like that. That's actually a fantastic question, because all of us go through those phases in our lives. Some life or other, we've gone through these phases. You see what I'm saying? So the idea is, if you stay in the association of devotees, even that devotee sees that you have fallen down. Like, you remember Sarvajit Madhav was talking about Jayapataka Maharaj, how you see that you look at that one little good quality in the devotee, even though that devotee may be full of bad qualities, but there's one good quality in that devotee, right? And then you look at that and you glorify the devotee for that one good quality, like that. And you fan the spark, little spark, fan the spark. When you fan the spark, what happens to the spark? It becomes a fire. It becomes a huge blazing inferno, the spark. So we are little sparks. We're chingaris. From the fire, we've fallen out. The fire of Krishna consciousness, we've fallen out. It is, go back inside again. What is the chingari? Chingari is a little piece of iron or a little piece of something that was in the fire, came out. Go back in again. You're fire again, part of the fire. So every time you fall down, every time you have a problem, get back in. That's all. In the association of devotees. And you can, the beauty about this material world is you can have so many ways of association. Here's one example itself, online association. There is japa association, there's class association. You hear a class on your, on your phone. Japa, you can meet people in person to person. You can look at yourself in the mirror and both of you can chant nicely. That's Sangha. Did you know that? You can create Sangha by yourself. Actually, it's more than that. It's not just looking in the mirror, because inside you are many, many cells. Each of those cells is a soul and a super soul. They're also people. So you chant with them together. You're doing big kirtan, sankirtan, just by yourself. That's a process, if you understand yourself like that. You're billions of people inside you. So why don't you billions just, all chant Hare Krishna? Rom Rom, like we say. मैं आपको हमारे रोम रोम से प्रेम करता हूँ. Every part of my body, every cell loves you. Like that. We say that, a boy talks to the girl, girl talks to the boy, like that. We say that to Krishna. Every part of me, every cell in me. And by the way, there are thousands of cells dying every second. Millions of cells dying every second. They're going. Better say it before they go. So they can also go to a higher, transcendental position. You see? Like that. So The idea is, the only reason we are discouraged is because the mind is telling us, you're not going to go back to Godhead. You rascal, you're cheating. I know you're inside. Why? Because the mind doesn't want us to go back to Godhead. Why? Because if you go back to Godhead, the mind will lose your association. And the same mind has been with you since the beginning. Because the soul is transferred from one body to another in the subtle body, which is made of mind, intelligence, and false ego. So these three guys, these three rascals, have been with us since the beginning of this creation. We never lose them. They're with us, you see? And they've been with us, so they become attached. They can't let go of the soul. So they'll tell the soul, no, this is all Krishna consciousness, is all rubbish. Why are you being Krishna conscious? And then even when you're inside Krishna consciousness, they'll tell you, oh, but you are rubbish. You are not real devotee, you are fake devotee. Look how you're pretending. I know you. You did this, you did that, you did this, you did that. You're thinking like this, you're thinking like that. You rascal, you're not a devotee. And then you think, yeah, it's true, I'm not a devotee. So I should give up my Krishna consciousness. Whoa, big mistake. Don't listen to your mind. Tell your mind, shut up. I've been listening to you all this while. You keep quiet and sit down now. Time out. Now my turn to love Krishna. Yes, I have problems. But if I am with Krishna, all problems will be gone. Because Krishna can make them disappear like this. Guru can make them disappear like this. Any devotee can make them disappear like this. Prabhupada makes statements like that. Why are you worried about the demigods? I can kick the demigods in the head. I mean, you think, wow, why would anybody say that about demigods? They're powerful. But this is what he's saying. This Acharya, powerful. So connect with devotees. Devotees are powerful. Whatever your problem is, it'll go away. And then one day you will have confidence. And now you can give that confidence to somebody else. Prabhupada said it's all about 3 words. Are you convinced? If you are convinced, you can convince somebody else. But first, are you convinced? Now, one of the ways you do that is like, I'm talking to you right now, I'm talking to whoever's online right now, but really I'm not talking to any of you, I'm talking to myself. Physician, heal thyself. The preacher should first preach to himself or herself. Are you making sure that you are keeping up to the standard all the time and making it better and better? That is the way. So when you speak, because you're speaking, you're telling yourself you're going to listen, right? Others speak, you may not listen, but you speak and listen. That's why when you read Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, please read it loudly. Never read it softly. Never read it silently. When you read loudly, your voice will convince you about the things you're saying. In fact, in psychology, it is said the best way to make a person understand something is to ask them to repeat it in their own words. That's the best technique of communication. So do that all the time. Speak, read loudly. Hopefully that's some idea. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, we lost.
We lost. Thank you.
Can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, 100%.
There's something going on. Just please bear with me.
Oh, okay.
One second. Today, internet connection has been very bad.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. Even in our area sometimes. Fortunately.
One second. Let me unmute you.
Never know.
You're unmute, but I cannot hear you.
Oh, you cannot hear me. Yeah, I'm unmuted.
Somebody can unmute themselves and speak. I want to see if other mics are working or not.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
You can hear Nityananda, Prabhuji.
Yeah, and I can hear you all clearly.
Can you hear me? Wave a hand if you hear me.
100% I can.
Okay, good. One second.
Input mic might have a problem, Even I'm becoming smart now about these things. I had no idea what an input mic and an output mic was, you know. Then my son showed me, this is input mic, this is output mic. So thank you. Learn from your own children.
Prabhuji, please continue.
Okay. Anybody had a question that I can answer at some point? Anybody want to raise? It's now 9:51. Maybe you should do Nirsing Pranam. I don't know what you would like to do. I'm okay with whatever you want.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Suraja Prabhu cannot hear you. He called me that let's continue. So, Prabhuji, maybe we can do the Narsimha prayer.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. I will do that. Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada Ladadaine. Hiranya Kashipur Vaksha. Shilakanaka Nakalaye. Ito Nasingha Parato Nasingha. Yato yato yami tato Nasingha. Here Nasingha, Vidaye Nasingha. Narasimham Harim Sharanam Prapade. Savakara Kamalavare Nakham Adhuta Shinga Dalita Hiranya Kashipo Anubringa Eshabadita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare.
I created one for our startup using
Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Shabadita Narari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha Jaya Ananta Shesh Lakshmi Jaya Ananta Shesh Jaya Vigna Vinash Jaya Nrsimha Dev Vigna Vinash Jaya Nrsimha Deva
Jaya Vigna Vinaya
Narahari 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 Jaya Narahari Jaya
Hari Jaya, Hara Hari Jaya, Hari Jaya Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj Jaya, Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj Jaya, Prahlad Maharaj Jaya.
Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada. Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya.
Jaya Prabhupada,
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 Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva.
Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva.
Gauranga Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Jai
Hari Bol,
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol,
Hari
Hari Bol,
Jai
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Gauranga Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Bol.
Jai Guru Hari Bol.
Jai
Jai
Gauranga
Guru
Hari
Hari Bol,
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Hari
Hari
Bol, Jai
Bol,
Guru Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hi, Nitai Gautamanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hari
Bol.
Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you, everyone. Some of your darshan we cannot have today because I don't see a lot of videos on. But please try to turn on if possible, and we can take your darshan and say thank you to you for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Thank you, Nityan Prabhu. Hare
Nityan
Krishna.
Prabhu ki jai. Thank you so much,
Hari
Prabhuji.
Bol.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Jai. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Hari
much.
Bol, Prabhu.
In
Hari
this
Bol.
tough
Dandavat
situation,
Pranam.
listening to you all,
Hare
it is a very great opportunity, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
This
Thank you,
great
Saraja
Nityananda
Prabhu.
Prabhu ki
Hare
jai.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Bol,
Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
So nice to see all of you.
Yes.
Taking your darshan makes me more happy actually. Because we are missing darshan at temple, devotee darshan.
Blissful darshan.
Thank you so much.
Association of blissful devotees. Thank you.
Yep.
Hare Krishna, Nityananda Prabhu, could I please ask you the last two glorifications for Lord Nrsingadev?
Yes.
I haven't heard those before, so I'd just like to know what is the meaning in English.
Oh, okay. So Lakshmi Nrsinga is, rather Lakshmi with Lord Nrsingadev is Lakshmi Nrsinga. Anantasesha is, of course, Seshanag, because that's one way you see Nrsingadev. The other way you see Nrsingadev is more in a form like Ugra Nrsingadev. And so when it's Ugra Nrsingadev, we normally say Vigna Vinash. Vigna Vinash means one who destroys all the inauspiciousness in the life of a devotee. And the most powerful inauspicious in the life of a devotee is staying in the material world. So he is the one who shows us who we are in the spiritual world so that we can go back home, back to Godhead, because we remember ourselves. Right now we have amnesia, and somebody then reminds us, oh, but this is your real father, this is your place, your real home, please come back. So that's Vigna Vinasha. Vigna means anything that's inauspicious, that is blocking us, that's stopping us from our goal of Krishna consciousness, of Krishna Prema. It's called Vigna. Vinasha means what completely destroys it, missing it like that. And Narahari, of course, is, as you know, the Lord taking the form of a human being and of the lion. So Nara means looking like a human, like that. And Hari means he's still God, like that. So these are the three words that we use.
Thank you very much.
We would like to thank you also, Sucharya Mataji. Sucharya Mataji is Srila Prabhupada's disciple. We are so fortunate to have her association on this Zoom Bhagavad Gita classes. Thank you so much, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
So very much. Yes, no doubt. I hope you're well, and please stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Thank you.
Dandavat. Gauranga.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Muralidharan Prabhu, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you being frontline person, and in this very difficult time, you are risking your life, looking after devotees and persons who are being afflicted by this terrible disease. So thank you very much. You're like a military person. You're like a warrior of your spiritual master and of Krishna. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Tomorrow we'll have everybody pray for Prabhu Muralidhar in the class.
Yes, we should absolutely, no doubt.
You want to say something, Muralidhar?
Nothing in particular, but thank you so much. Thank you, Sanjay Prabhu for organizing this. It's a blessing for so many people. And Nityananda Prabhu is a gold mine. You're mining that gold.
No doubt about it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to you.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for your services. Hare Krishna.
Reflected to me, that's all. All right, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We'll see you all again.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Hansaduta Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
All glories to you. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, all glories to you and your family.
Hare Krishna. And your family
Hare
too.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Wife and everything.
We all in one family.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Manaji. Very much. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Hare
Hari Bol.
Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Really appreciate.
No, thank
you. Really missed you yesterday. Yeah. I can feel the gap. Yesterday you were not there, so
we finished our meeting at 11 o'clock in the night, so we couldn't join.
No problem.
By 11 o'clock you must have finished, right?
I can understand. You're very busy. I know you are handling many things right now.
No, that's right. But what time did you finish yesterday? What time?
We finished around same 9:30ish.
9:30ish. Okay, nice.
We played Prabhupada video.
I noticed that on the WhatsApp. You sent it live.
Yeah, especially those two, the seed sloka, what you were mentioning. Prabhupada talked about Patram Pushpam and the second one.
And nice, very nice. Very good. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Take care. You all take
care. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. I see one name here, PM. So Prime Minister. Who is PM? The initials looks like PM. I hope one day Prime Minister can join too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chandra Prabhu. Chandra Mohan Prabhu ki jai. Hamsaduta Prabhu, we are not seeing any nice DP. We would like to see your nice painting, Srila Prabhupada, or anybody, any nice,
Sure.
profile pic.
I will show.
You're an artist, so we
I'm doing some
want to
art.
see something.
I'm doing abstract art also. That's why I have to show chakra art. I'm doing chakra art.
Okay.
I have to show you.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I have to show in a video during a day. Are you going work every day or not?
No, we are. Shop is closed.
Close.
For another week. We'll open after April 15th.
Okay, April 15th. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your association. Really appreciate.
Yeah, I like the talking with the devotee. All day I'm talking with the devotee.
Jai.
Listening some lectures. And plus your classes, I mean your organized classes.
I'm so fortunate that you all are joining and we're able to complete 10 chapters today, And in few days, we're going to complete, 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita. That's amazing.
Good.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, I like you encouraging everybody. And you are soul of devotee. You really, you're encouraging me too.
I'm trying to purify myself, Prabhuji, with all your association.
With your enthusiastic mood. That's very nice.
All good.
I always say devotee. Sarvajaya Prabhuji, it is, I'm bringing your like example of devotees.
See, I follow the footsteps of His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Guru Maharaj. When I see him, what he's doing, I feel so, sad that I'm not able to do even 1% of what he's doing at this condition. He's on immunosuppression and still he meets so many devotees. He preaches every day. Every day he goes online, and preaches to people. So believe me, my inspiration is Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and of course, devotees around me. So all glories to them.
Yeah, really, really dedicated devotee.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank
Take
you.
good rest. Gauranga.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Haribol to your family.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Suchara Mataji, thank you so much. We are missing your association. Hope you can turn on your video next time so we can see you.
I'm not turning on because I didn't shave. That's why it's not so.
Tomorrow, no problem.
I don't go work, and somehow usually devotee shave.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking, all right, I just talk.
No
Okay,
problem.
thank you, Prabhu. I don't keep you.
Good night.
I know you're the host. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, everyone. Gauranga. We're ending the meeting now. Hari Hari Bol.